good afternoon, everybody. It's Jessica Jones. I'm the Cryptid Huntress, and I'm so glad you guys are here today. I have a wonderful show for us this afternoon. We are going to talk about something that is one of my favorite topics in the entire universe, and it is modern day dinosaur sightings around not only the United States and North America, but all over the world. I don't know if it's because people have more cameras outside of their homes or they're just filming more. I don't know what it is, but there's been an uptick in videos and pictures of what look like dinosaurs. We're talking about Velociraptors. We're talking about T-Rexes. We're talking about Pterosaurs. Okay, so we're talking about all sorts of different types of dinosaurs. So you guys, I don't want to waste any time because I have so much information today. And I have two of my good friends here. I have Geryl and Jane Fountain of Midwest Night Watchers in the studio to talk about this wild and crazy subject today. And I really wanted to cover this because we need to know what to look out for in them woods, y'all, and in our backyards, apparently. Your minds are going to be blown today when you hear of all the different reports of dinosaurs that there are across the world right now. Okay, if you would like to follow along with all of my shows or get any kind of information you need about yours truly, the Cryptid Huntress, go to my website. That's thecryptidhuntress.com. I am going to be speaking at the Georgia Bigfoot Conference next weekend, not this weekend, but March 15th and 16th in Dillard, Georgia at the Dillard House, along with Ron Moorhead, Brooks Agnew, Ryan Tremblay, and Matthew Delph, and a host of other people, but myself included. And I have some good friends that are going to be showing up there for that one. So y'all come have a little party, a Bigfoot party with us. It's going to be fun. Okay. So yeah, go to thecryptidhuntress.com for all that information. Also, if you'd like to support what I'm doing, I do have a Patreon. That's the Cryptid Huntress over on Patreon. And I do have memberships on my YouTube channel as well. Shout out to all my members of my Patreon and my channel. You guys rock. It's called The Hunt Club here on YouTube. If you guys would like to join for exclusive content. I also have a shop that's called War Woman Goods, and that's on Etsy. And for today only, I am giving away, with every purchase that you guys make, I am including a bag full of Cryptid Huntress merch today. So if you guys want to go to my shop, everything is on sale. And it's War Woman Goods. It's like smushed together, one word, War Woman Goods on Etsy. And I also have anything you purchase out of my shop on my website today. I will throw in some extra Cryptid Huntress merch. Okay, so you guys go check that out if you're feeling saucy. Okay, well, let's get to our show because my goodness, to pack all of this information in and all these accounts in 1 hour, I don't know. We may have to make this a two-part series. Okay, but we'll see. We'll see what we get to today. Okay, so reports and videos are surfacing of real live dinosaurs across the U.S. and in many parts of the world, from serpent-like lake monsters to flying lizards and velociraptors along the Appalachian Mountains and T-Rexes in South Texas. Cryptid researchers, eyewitnesses, and scientists are baffled. Unidentified animals appearing to be dinosaurs are being encountered by countless people, even though dinosaurs are thought to be extinct for millions of years. Have some dinosaurs managed to survive since prehistoric times? Is there a real life Jurassic Park somewhere here in the United States or abroad? Are they coming from inner Earth? Okay. Are they real? Are they misidentified other creatures? We're going to find out today, and we're going to look at some evidence. And to help me do that, I have Geryl and Jane Fountain of Midwest Night Watchers here in the studio. Midwest Night Watchers started as a love for the outdoors and started while they were stargazing and enjoying a backyard fire pit. Geryl and Jane began filming strange activity and anomalies in the night sky. They created their YouTube channel, Midwest Night Watchers, and Facebook group to share their findings with friends and family, which grew into a podcast called Piercing the Veil. So if you guys haven't already subscribed to Midwest Night Watchers and Shiro Sounds, please do that. And please help me welcome to the show my friends Geryl and Jane Fountain. Hey, y'all.
Hi, everyone. Hey, chat.
Hey, Man, what do you guys think about dinosaurs living amongst humans in this modern day?
Things are getting crazy.
I
I
would
mean, I
think,
can't
I'd say so.
imagine with our security cameras that we have set up, to watch nightlife and the sky and stuff. I can't imagine a big T-Rex or something coming across our field back there. It's like, that would just be nuts.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually one of the reports that we're getting is out of especially Australia. There's allegedly a T-Rex. They call it old three toes, and it's allegedly, we're going to get into that later today. It's a T-Rex, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and
Crazy.
there are cattle farmers out there in the outback that say that their cattle are being found, or actually they're going missing, and some of them are left behind with like carnage where the cows are bitten in half, and half of them are missing.
Man.
Yeah. So they like livestock, okay? And I would assume if there are any velociraptors or any kind of meat-eating modern day dinosaurs, they would be attracted to your farm, I would think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But hey, what better way to find them is than watching your channel there, because you guys do have cameras all over, and you run those cameras when you're doing your podcasts.
Yep.
For the world to see. So hopefully that never happens though, okay? Because we love your animals. Okay, we love your animals. So
I will not be using a goat for bait.
no, let's don't do that. For sure not. Okay. Well, let's get into some of these encounters. And and I want to say to everybody that's in the chat today. I see all you guys now. We're gonna be doing a lot of talking today, so I may not get to pull up everybody's comments. So I just wanted to let y'all know before we get going, because I'm gonna get on a roll, okay, here in just a minute. But I wanted to talk first about an encounter that I have mentioned several times on my show, and it's about an encounter in Georgia of a boy who was 18 years old and his grandfather. They were going hunting early in the morning. It's like 3:30 in the morning, and the way that he says what happened, the account that he gives is that they were walking down a dirt road on his grandfather's property, and they heard a strange noise, and they said that that it was something they never heard before. It was a screech, and the guy said that his grandfather stopped him, put his finger over his mouth like to shush him, and about 150 yards down the road, what looked like a velociraptor stuck its head out from the bushes and hopped on out of the woods. It sat there for a moment, it made another screech, and it lifted its head back and it sniffed the air. Okay.
Wow.
He said it looked like something straight out of Jurassic Park. Straight out of Jurassic Park. He said it looked like a raptor, and I'm gonna say how he described this thing. And while I pull up a picture for the audience today who is watching on the screen, if you can see this, because we do have some people listening to podcast format, and so the way he described it, it kind of looked like. Let me go. I've got so many pictures here. I'm just going to pull this one up, even though this is kind of small, okay? Because the one that he showed was bigger. Well, let's see. Oh, here we go. This is it. It kind of looked like that. Okay. He said that they weren't scared. They were just amazed. He said that it had a huge claw on. It said it had a huge claw on each foot, smaller claws on its arms. It looked like it could run fast, so they froze. It was about 5 feet tall at the shoulders, he said. And after the thing sniffed the air and they sat there not moving one inch, the thing ran off really fast. Because he said that they felt like it could move really quickly. And they'd be dead meat probably if it saw them. Right. So they took off running. He said that he and his grandfather immediately turned around and ran back to the truck and got in the truck and didn't go back. Okay. But this is not the only case of what seems to be a velociraptor running around the United States, y'all. That's just one story. And that happened back in 2008. Okay.
Wow.
2000. Yeah. So 2008. Okay. Since then, I wanted to show the audience some of these pictures that we have. And I know, Geryl, you sent me some videos and stuff. And we've had this movie called Jurassic Park that came out. What do you guys think about Jurassic Park? Do you think that's soft disclosure?
Yeah.
It could be for a government installation, because I know, they keep talking about bringing the woolly mammoth back and the Tasmanian tiger and all these things back. So they have to have a research lab somewhere that's looking at this DA, and they would have to build an enclosure, whether it's dinosaurs or mammoths or wherever they're going to keep these things at. So I'm assuming it's already built somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard rumors that there is an island, either in the Pacific, somewhere near like Japan or China. I don't know where I've heard this. I've heard this for years, where they do clone, I guess, kind of like cloning, and I guess they're trying to bring dinosaurs back. It's like an island of dinosaurs, just like Jurassic Park. And it doesn't help that I don't know if this is real or not, but it seems as though that they've leaked out some, and I don't know if this is leaked or they did this on purpose, or this could just be something from Jurassic Park. But we see articles like this coming out where this guy, I mean, his hand could be in there. He could be a puppeteer for all I know. But they have things like this that they say that this is in China, and they had cloned a dinosaur. Okay. That's from a video. Okay, I've seen the video. Right. It looks kind of like it's like a puppet or something, but predictive programming, right? And sometimes they'll put things in our face. You can't tell what's real, and if they're just kind of dangling a carrot, like, hey, we really do have this. This is a puppet, but we really are doing this behind the scenes.
They got to desensitize you, deprogram you, so when the real thing comes out, you think, oh, I've seen that already. That's nothing.
Exactly. Okay, that's right. Well, okay, so, and by the way, those two gentlemen decided not to tell their grandma. That kid, he's like, we didn't tell my grandma because she would have been way too upset about that Velociraptor on their property.
Oh, wow.
Which I think is funny. Okay, well, I can tell you the first time that I had heard something recently about a potential dinosaur sighting, I believe this came out of, I want to say Africa, but it could be South America. Bob, my friend Bob Grumpy, who's on my team, he had shown us, my team, a picture at a meeting that we had. And this is supposedly from a game cam. It may be in South America. I'm not sure. They say that this is like a pterosaur. Obviously, I know I say I don't do red circles on my show, y'all, but this picture has a red circle. I don't know why you needed a red circle for this, but that's allegedly a potential pterosaur right there. Okay, a flying lizard.
Right.
Okay, so we got that. Yeah, go ahead,
We've talked about that before, like the Illinois case of the boy being picked up by a thunderbird, or it could be that exact animal right there. And I mean, it's just happening all over. People are saying in the rivers and lakes are seeing these big birds swoop in and taking animals and feeding them.
Yes. Well, okay. A lot of the places that these are actually seen. Now I don't want to say just pterosaurs are being seen all over the country in the United States, all over North America. Actually, we have accounts of them in Georgia. I've actually spoken to someone who has been an actual eyewitness to them. Jason McLean has been on my show at Spaced Out Radio. We talked about his pterosaur sighting. I did a remote viewing of it, actually. And so there was a pterosaur that was in Texas. Texas, by the way, that's an interesting place because we're going to get into their small T-Rex population in Texas today. But okay, so we've got these pterosaurs. A lot of the places that these things are seen, there's an abundance of resources for them to eat. Okay, they're near a water source, usually a water source, small animals, farm animals, okay, livestock. They're going to be where there's food. Okay, so, but not to say they won't be seen in the city, because some of those little miniature T-Rexes were seen in the middle of a town, what do you call it? Like the town square. Okay, yeah. Okay, so pterosaurs, we got that picture. We also have, videos. If you look online, there are several videos of what appear to be game cam videos and game cam trail pictures, and I can't get my words out, of what looked like to be two-legged, lizards running around like that. As a matter of fact, there's one out of Florida. Okay, and so we have, now there's a video. If you go type in live dinosaur sighting in Florida, I mean, that's what I typed in. Okay, and there's this video. I'm not going to show the video, but I'll show a still shot. This is from a lady in Florida. She lives in Palm Coast, Florida. This is from 2021, around 3 o'clock in the morning. This lady says that this was on her camera in the back of her house, like her CCTV camera. It looks like a two-legged miniature, like little Velociraptor running through her backyard.
That was one of the ones we watched last night, actually, where it goes all the way across her whole backyard.
Yes. That's the interesting one. What if what they see are another reality where dinosaurs exist? Well, it could be the Andromedan. It could be that, like, right now, all the dimensions are kind of overlapping and people are seeing things and the veil is thin. Yeah. However, some people say that these things have been here all along. They never went extinct, some of these. And so that's kind of what we're going to be exploring today, is the idea of them either being here since the beginning of time, prehistory, or they being created somewhere in a lab and being set loose, or escaping a lab potentially. I mean, why not, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. Okay, so we got that one, and then of course we have, I don't know if this is real or not. I've shown this picture before, another pterosaur, and I don't know if this is real or not either. Okay, but these are just kind of examples, and of course we've got things like potentially the Loch Ness monster. Okay,
Nessie.
And, Nessie and lake monsters, and also have dinosaurs and humans living together on pictographs, okay, and in paintings.
Right.
As a matter of fact, here's one right here. This painting, I forgot the name of this painting. I forgot to grab what the name of this is, but there are dinosaurs. There are humans riding dinosaurs back there, if you zoom in it.
Yep.
Well, like brontosauruses. It's a real life Fred Flintstone back there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we've showed that painting on our show before, and I think we've even brought it up on your show before.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's not uncommon. Okay. And back in the day, we all talked about dragons too, living amongst humans, and I think that is becoming a little more popular these days to talk about. Are dragons
and they're being seen?
Yeah. And what about dragons actually being dinosaurs? What we would consider to be a dinosaur, because the word dinosaur didn't come about until the 1800s, from what I can remember.
Right. Dragons look like dinosaurs with wings.
Those pterosaurs and stuff, why couldn't they be flying dragons? Or people say, oh, I saw a dragon. Another person say, no, I saw a thunderbird. Another person says, no, I saw a flying dinosaur. It's however you want to describe it.
That's right. Yes. Okay. Let's see. And well, I'm not going to go to, okay, we're going to hit on some of these sightings in the United States first. Now I did use the Georgia sighting of that Velociraptor. I have to say, there are places that my team has researched. I have been out in the woods on a day hike. My team was there, but my son and I decided to go on a hike. I had him there just for the day. And we went on a hike and we heard a noise that I had never heard before, ever, when we were out in the field. And this was this past year. As we're walking, it sounded like what you would think a Velociraptor sounds like. Like I can't even make the noise with my mouth. I can't even do it. It was I had never seen my son freeze and turn around and try to run off without me before. Okay, so I was like, stop! We're gonna get eaten together, kid. No, just kidding. So yeah, it's pretty bad when you worry about. You got to worry about dinosaurs. I'm out there looking for Bigfoot. So
right,
it's a threat. It really is. Okay, so it's not only out in the woods. We're going to go to a raptor in Oklahoma. Okay, Oklahoma in 2005. Now, when you start going down the rabbit hole of dinosaurs living today, a good place to go, which I found, which I really appreciate, is Lon Strickler's website. He's got some really good accounts where people write into him about their sightings. It's called phantomsandmonsters.com. And so I believe I got this one from his website from reading through some of the accounts. Okay, so I want to give him credit for this. So there was this one person had written into him and said that he was headed south in Oklahoma on, no, he was in East Kansas actually, and he was on Highway 169, headed to a baseball tournament for his kid. He said it was a sunset. The sun was setting. It was super bright outside, and a creature darted across the road in front of his pickup truck. He got a clear look at it. It was a small dinosaur. He swears it was a dinosaur. It was a Velociraptor from Jurassic Park. He said it ran upright on two legs with large back legs, two short front legs or arms. The head was tilted back. The mouth was slightly open. It had fangs, wild eyes, a fixed expression, bug-eyed, and shockingly fast. Okay, shockingly fast. There are other reports that have come out of Texas and Arkansas around rivers of what they consider to be mini T-Rexes, mini T-Rex, east of the Mississippi River, and it looks like a small dinosaur. I mean, numerous accounts, y'all. Okay. Now, you guys are up more like in the Illinois area. Have y'all heard any reports of anything that looks like that in your area?
Not yet, but we're really
any
close to the
dinosaurs,
Illinois
but like I
River.
said, we've had reports of thunderbirds and maybe lake creatures. You know, people are seeing almost like Nessie swimming in big bodies of water.
Oh yeah, lake monsters. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's an abundance of resources around those waters and in the water. Okay. Well. Okay. So these are more recent. Okay, we have recent sightings of small T-Rexes in Texas. This is actually my favorite. Okay, these are my favorite, and I'm also scared to death. And because when you think of something that's small, okay, I'd mentioned that chickens are very closely related to these dinosaurs. Okay, chickens, and some say that I mean there are reports, you can find it online. If I found it, y'all can find it. Anybody can find it. But they say that scientists have successfully recreated a dinosaur from chicken DNA. Okay, so it's out here, it's in our faces. They're letting us know. And before we go into this story, might as well, let's go there. This is what it would look like. Okay, this is the evolution. Okay, from chicken to dinosaur, from dinosaur to chicken.
Oh my gosh.
So does this mean that dinosaurs taste like chicken? That's my question. I know. Okay, yeah, you heard it here first. Dinosaurs taste like chicken. Okay, I don't know.
Throw it on an open pit and roast it, and you'll be all good to go.
I know. It's terrible. I've been waiting to say that all morning. Okay, I thought about that today. I was like, I bet they taste like chicken.
Everything tastes like chicken.
It does, even dinosaurs. But that's really interesting though, right? Because they're not too far removed from what a chicken looks like today. I mean, they kind of are, but that's a scary one. That one in the middle, it's definitely scary. Okay.
If you go online and research like the flying thunderbirds or any of the dinosaurs, you know, some of them actually have feathers on their arms or their wings. Even the dinosaurs on the grounds had little feathers up and down. So they have to come from the birds or from that same DNA.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so here's one. Here's one right here that has the feathers. I mean, we don't know for sure if they say this dinosaurs all had feathers and stuff. Some people do. So okay, so there's that. All right. So if scientists are admitting to creating dinosaurs out of chicken eggs, and all these things look like chickens, they're about the size, they're a little bigger than chickens. A lot of these things that they're reporting, they're small, couple feet tall. I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds to me like they could be some kind of experiment or something, but who knows? Okay, let's get into these. And this is out of Texas in 2020. Around, I believe I saw this on Lon's website as well. Let me pull up a map so you guys can see exactly what we're talking about. This is called Hebronville, I think is how you pronounce that. And this is in Texas, down South Texas. There was a small dinosaur spotted. I'm going to pull up this picture of our T-Rex. Small dinosaur spotted on Main Street in a town. It bolted out in front of a car at night. Months prior, around 1 o'clock in the morning, the person who saw that what looked like a T-Rex in the middle of this town, in the middle of the night, their friend had heard something while they were sleeping in their bedroom one night. It sounded like a screech. And they heard something running by the bedroom window, which was open. And they heard footsteps. It looked like a dinosaur. Okay. But both of these people thought that they were crazy. They were like, there's no way that was a dinosaur. There's no way. But when that person's friend saw the one on the town square, it confirmed, oh my God, they saw a dinosaur too. There's dinosaurs in our town. There's dinosaurs out here. So in the same town in South Texas, there was a witness that saw one out in a field, an open field. This guy was in 2011. Okay, so that first one, this was 2020. This was years before that, in 2011. The guy was walking to his friend's house around 5:45, 6 o'clock in the evening, and he saw dust that was being kicked up into the air, moving through a field. And so as it got close to where he was walking, it was kind of going to cut him off. So he stopped walking to see. He didn't know what it was. He said the trail of dust went into the road, and he stopped and waited. 40 feet in front of him, there was a little T-Rex in front of him, about 2.5 feet tall. It never stopped running, and it was reddish brown on 2 legs, had a long tail that went straight out. Now, the same person, I guess, I don't know if it's the same person, but somebody related them, said that they saw a huge bird. They had been seeing huge birds and walking shadows on this farm, where they worked. And walking shadows and huge birds, but they weren't sure exactly what was going on. There was something weird going on at a ranch south of there, and a bunch of their cattle were going missing without a trace.
Wow.
And the people would never stay out there at night by themselves ever. Okay, so let's move on to the town next to it. Okay, there's another town, and I wanted to kind of pull up some of these pictures. They said it kind of looked something like that. A Velociraptor. See, the way I was looking at it was like a Velociraptor, but they literally said, everybody said T-Rex. Okay, so a miniature T-Rex. Man, okay, so let's move over to this the town right beside them, over to the west. This is a town called Falfurrias. I think is how you pronounce it. I'm always pronouncing everything wrong, so I don't know if that's how you pronounce it or not. But a man and his neighbors had seen several miniature T-Rexes there. This is only 18 miles away from those other reports. They said there was a big lizard. People were seeing them behind their houses. Okay, and there's one person that said there were two-legged lizards about 2 to 3 feet tall with large heads, long tails, and they were dark. The people were hearing loud shrills in the brush at night. And they found quail feathers, deer bones scattered by a tree where all these noises were coming from, where they had seen those 2 dinosaur-looking things run off one day. Wildlife authorities said that it was probably coyotes, of course.
Oh.
But a neighbor lost their dog around the same time their dog disappeared. Okay, so their dog disappeared. Some people claimed they thought it was a chupacabra.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So lots of, okay, what are the odds of this being reported all these different years in that same area within a 20-mile radius? What do y'all think?
Right. I mean,
Right.
you got to figure if if there is dinosaurs out in the wild, whether they're hiding in our forests and parks and mountain ranges, eventually they're going to come into civilization because they're going to look like food, just like the nightlife we film, whether it's the deer or the raccoons, possums, foxes. Eventually they venture into town looking for food. And I'm assuming that dinosaurs would do the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Absolutely. I think so too. Okay. We've got a ton of great comments today. And I just heard, I think Adolf has his a story. I couldn't find it in the chat because I've been talking so much. If you have your experience, Adolf, put it back up there so I can see it like a new comment or something. Because I would love to bring that up today. Okay. So so that happened there. Let me see. 18 miles. Okay, so that's in the United States. Okay, those are some of the main reports that I had out of the US, although we have more. Okay, but I kind of wanted to set the tone for the T-Rex and the miniature T-Rex. And let's see, I mean, if they're being made, let's just say, I mean, we have all these secret bases, right? All over the United States with my remote viewing data from some of these Dogman reports. Some of whatever these targets are that I've been looking into with some of these cryptids. We know that there's chimeras. Okay, there's experiments going on, and some of these things are getting let loose, either on purpose or by accident, to go feed. Okay, so I don't know. I think it's important that we are aware that these things are out there because we need to hide our pets. Okay, hide our pets and just be aware. And
have an open mind.
Yeah, but what would the purpose be in, let's just say, like our government putting out I don't want to say our government, but like agencies or whoever, what would be the purpose of them bringing these back to life and like putting them out into the general public and not telling us?
Well, it's the same thing if they're releasing Dogman out in public to us. Same thing, and all these other cryptids.
I guarantee you they've already looked into militarizing them, whether they're super soldiers or however they're looking into get it, or using their DNA for longer life or regenerating limbs like lizards do. I mean, they're obviously always looking into that stuff for their military.
Super dino.
Oh yeah. Well, that's like what Dennis says. Dennis Carroll. I think Dennis is in the chat today.
Yeah,
Dennis says that everything's weaponized. Okay, everything's weaponized. So they weaponized dolphins. Okay, so
right. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just like we're maybe they've also always just been here as well. Maybe they've always been here. Somebody in the chat had a good comment. They said inner Earth. Do you think that these things could be coming from inner Earth? What do you think, Jane? I'm
questioning that. Yes, it just makes you wonder if something's going on in inner Earth and they're coming out, or is the veil thinning? That could these portals have been closed and then opened up, and then they're coming out of inner Earth? And that's why we're seeing more reports of these crazy things and little people and all kinds of stuff. It's a possibility.
Yes.
I mean, you can go back and read the reports. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Dennis is mentioning in the chat about portals, them coming in portals.
You can go back and read the reports from Admiral Byrd's exploration in Antarctica, and they talk about dinosaurs and thunderbirds flying around in there. And you can go back and look at the books and stories of the exploration of like Mammoth Caves deep down in, and they said there was a whole nother world in there where they had dinosaurs and flying thunderbirds. And so there is obviously there's a tie to inner Earth.
Right.
I think so too. Okay. I have some interesting pictures. Now, these are obviously computer generated. Okay. But this is kind of an example of some little velociraptors running around the mountains. Okay. And and that's just something that I have to look out for now. And this is a cute little baby one. Okay. We got a cute little baby of some sort, but
yeah, that's going to grow up.
So cute, right? This is kind of a height chart. Okay, that is what they made for the Jurassic Park movies and whatnot. But I mean, like I said, I think this could be a little soft disclosure for the general public having a movie like that. Okay, just in case you were to encounter a Velociraptor. Okay, that's how big it's going to be. You better learn to run fast. Okay. or to protect yourself in the woods. Okay, just protect yourself in the woods.
Don't
All
go
right,
try
so
to pet it.
no, don't try to pet it. They're not. Don't bring them inside. Okay, so let's move to. I guess we'll go to Australia first. Okay, Australia, and then we're going to go down to Africa for a minute too. And okay, that's a good point, Cryptidville. I appreciate you. Okay, so let's go to Australia because they've got some serious dinosaurs that are being spotted today in Australia. Okay, including this sucker right here.
Holy cow!
Well, this this is not a real picture. Of course, this is an artist's drawing, and this is supposed to be from millions of years ago. But this is called the Megalania. I think is how you pronounce that. The Megalania. It's a giant lizard dinosaur. It's extinct, they say. It's an extinct giant monitor lizard from the Pleistocene era. It's the largest terrestrial lizard known to have existed. Some say it's around 30 feet long. Okay, there are actually reports coming out of Australia that this thing is still being seen down there. Okay, now this is a chart of monitor lizards. I think it's related to the Komodo dragon, from what I can remember.
Yes.
But they average about 1,300 pounds. Okay, about 1,300 pounds. They can be anywhere, like a baby is like 214 pounds to 4,300 pounds, basically. But it is a smaller version of the Komodo dragon. Okay, and yeah, there's still sightings to this day, just so y'all know. Okay, so, and I'm assuming it's in the outback. I'm assuming it eats big animals, like kangaroo and cows. Okay, there's also something called the I don't know how to pronounce this, Beringer, and it's the T-Rex. This is what I was talking about earlier. It's off the Australian outback. They call it Old Three Toes. It's a living Tyrannosaurus Rex or Tyrannosaurus. It's known for eating cows and carrying them off. Now, this is what it looks like. That's supposed to be like an artist's rendition of a small one, like a juvenile, going after an emu or an ostrich, whatever that thing is.
Right.
Now, they are known to take several cows at a time, or one. Like usually the cows will disappear, and there'll be one that's bitten in half. It eats camels, kangaroos, and cows. This thing is known as Old Three Toes by locals. They call him Old Three Toes because check out that track.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That is a track there. That is a cast of a print. And they say that they leave huge three-toed prints. And these things, all these tracks are left around the kill site. Okay. Wherever the animals have been, I should say unalived for YouTube purposes. Okay. But yeah, they leave all these prints are around there. Now that's gigantic. Okay. Gigantic. It's about 2 to 3 feet in diameter.
Wow.
That track. I mean, they're tracks. Okay. Covered in massive tridactyl reptilian footprints. Okay, the kill sites are covered in massive tridactyl reptilian footprints. That's what that's called right there. Sightings are rare, but they're sighted. Okay, so this thing's sighted. It's usually seen by truckers at night. On Stewart Highway. This place called Stewart Highway has a lot of sightings. And there's only on the lonely sections where there's no inhabitants, no houses, no businesses. It's in the outback. But the witnesses include park rangers, cattle station operators, aboriginals, and truckers. All right, well, this is not something that's new to the area. Okay, there are ancient carvings on the rocks that depict what looks like this Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah.
From today. Okay, and I mean, that's huge. To have a print that big, let's just look here, for instance. Okay, this is a Tyrannosaurus. compared to humans. Okay, compared to humans in a car. Where on Earth would this thing be coming from, y'all? Okay, where is it coming from? Where's it going? How did it get here? Where's it going? What do y'all think?
I mean, just look at how vast Alaska is. Not let alone the Northwest and the mountains and on the West Coast. I mean, you have everything from cryptids to dinosaurs to whatever, and the woolly mammoths and supposedly dinosaurs are hiding up in Alaska. And Alaska has a vast wilderness that we haven't even explored 100% yet.
Oh
Right.
yeah,
And
yeah,
Australia has so much desert and flatland.
yes, that's right. Oh, Javier's in here too. Hey, Javier, with Cryptid 559. He and is it Jesus had a pterodactyl sighting, I do believe, or a pterosaur sighting.
wow.
A pterodactyl in our area. Okay, so let me read what he said. A pterodactyl in our area seen more in the summer along the Kings River. The hotter climate, the better chance of seeing them at dawn or dusk. Okay, that's interesting because so I did some research into the climate that they thrive in. All of these dinosaurs. Okay, and because I wanted to know, like, is it even possible for dinosaurs to live here? Because I think that scientists, the experts, would say no. You know, we don't have enough oxygen in our air today. There's not enough oxygen in the air. Let's see,
Maybe they adapted to it.
Yes, okay. Oh, the temperature. Here we go. I had to handwrite all my notes because I ran out of ink. Okay, on my printer. So I've been writing for 2 days straight. Okay, basically. Yeah. So the temperatures are higher today than they were back then when the dinosaurs roamed the earth. When they were, it was nothing but dinosaurs. Now, here's another thing that we're learning from my shows. History is not what we're told.
Right.
Okay.
No.
Timelines are not as we're taught in the school systems. Okay. Well, I don't know. It's almost like we're having to do some deprogramming right now. One of y'all said deprogramming earlier. That's the word of the day, deprogramming. Okay. Deprogramming. But they say that today the tropical seas would be too cold for dinosaurs to live in, like the sea creature ones. And the temperatures today are a little too high, but in like tropical forests and stuff, they do think that dinosaurs could survive there. Okay, maybe in Australia they could survive. And also, yeah, the gravity was a little different too. Okay. So I don't know. I think it's just slightly different today than it was back then. Okay.
Well, if it was a gradual change, they adapted to it.
Yes.
They changed to the difference.
Yes, that's right. Urso says, just as things evolved to support the enriched oxygen air, they can develop to match the ratio. That's right.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at the indigenous people that help pack and travel up Mount Everest and all these mountains. They don't use any oxygen tanks because they are used to that high climate. And guess what's up at the high climate? Less oxygen. So you don't think dinosaurs could adapt and not necessarily I don't want to say evolution, but they're going to adapt to their needs to survive, just like humans do, just like animals do.
That's right. It's all about adapt to survive. Totally. I mean, we see how the chicken came to be, right? Where's that picture again? That picture is too funny. I mean, chickens adapted, and look, we got Barry Littleton in the chat today too, y'all. And we're going to talk about the deep Congo in just a minute, Barry. Thank you so much for being here. So yeah, if the dinosaurs can I'm going to say devolve into chickens. I mean,
chickens make
possible.
weird noises. They make squeaks and squawks, and yeah, they just don't peck around and bark and crow. I mean, they go. Ah! I mean, they got some weird noises that come out of that barn.
Oh my gosh,
they're like little dinosaurs.
Yeah, little dinosaurs. Now, anytime I eat chicken now, no offense, y'all, I know I eat meat. Okay? Anytime I eat chicken now, I'm gonna think of dinosaurs from here on out. Yeah.
Fried T-Rex.
Like Chick-fil-A. My favorite Chick-fil-A. It's Dino Filet now. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Okay. Well, so Barry mentioned the Congo. And so I guess let's go ahead and go from, since like I said, we're going to try to pack all this into an hour today. And there's so much more to talk about with the Australian dinosaurs. I mean, I think it's important that we're talking about T-Rexes living today. Okay, like we're talking about almost, I don't want to say totally full-size T-Rexes. I mean, that's a big T-Rex living out in Australia. The ones in Texas are little, but who's to say they're not going to grow into gigantic T-Rexes one day? Those might have been babies.
Right. Yeah, are these babies or are they miniature? So if they're babies, we're in trouble.
Yeah, even miniatures are going to be big, you know.
Wow.
So yeah, in addition to all the other stuff we got to worry about, we got T-Rexes running around South Texas. Okay,
yeah, T-Rexes and cryptids.
All right, who do you think would win a fight, a dog man or a T-Rex? I'm just kidding.
Oh
I would
my!
go with the T-Rex.
T-Rex.
It's a full-size T-Rex.
Yeah,
I think so too. Okay. Unless it was a pack of dog man, I don't know. Maybe they could take one down.
Well,
Okay.
Unless it's a militarized super soldier, the military let out, then you know then you'll have weapons and lasers and.
Oh yeah, totally. And I do have another picture because people wonder, like, how did dinosaurs become birds? Okay, like, well, there you go. They have that. This is kind of, they have the birds have the same systems, the same body, I don't know, makeup as the dinosaur there. That's just a chart. I thought I'd show it. I don't know how to explain that, but it is what it is.
Since you brought up that picture, the birds have the wishbone, which goes back and forth and helps with the motion of the wings. And some dinosaurs have that wishbone, but they're not all made for flying, so they don't all work anatomically correct.
Oh, wow. Okay, very cool. Yeah, because it's so odd. Like, what T-Rexes have those little tiny arms in the front, and they're like useless.
Yeah.
Almost, right? I mean,
yeah, they are useless. Yeah, that's the show we were watching last night. There is no, they don't use them for anything. They just hang there. They're useless.
It doesn't really make sense, really. Like, as to why they had those.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go to the Congo now. Okay, let's go to the Congo because Barry had mentioned the Congo. He mentioned okay, so in Africa, there is something called, and I pray that I get this right, the Mokele Mbembe, and this thing has been spotted many times. Okay, so that the name of it actually means one who stops the flow of rivers. This is actually, it looks kind of like, what would this be like? I keep saying brontosaurus today for some reason, but
right.
It's something
like a brontosaurus with spikes.
Yeah, so it stays in the water. Now, okay, this next picture I'm going to show, I'm not saying this is real. Okay, I'm not saying that's real. That may be from Jurassic Park or something, but it looks like it's from a movie. But that's kind of similar.
Looks friendly.
Yeah. So it's described though as looking kind of like a hippopotamus or a rhinoceros too.
Yeah.
With a long neck and a tail like a sauropod dinosaur. But these things were supposed to have died out millions of years ago. But the eyewitnesses down that have seen it say that it usually has spikes or a frill on its back, just like that right there.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have a ton of information on this one, but this is one that's very commonly talked about. This is something that I have not covered before on a show. But that would look something similar to what I would think the Loch Ness Monster would kind of look like, even though the Loch Ness Monster is supposed to be a plesiosaur, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
We've talked about, ancient Egypt and the US and stuff. So what if dinosaurs, what if it was a brontosaurus that was lifting the blocks, just like they showed us in Fred Flintstones?
Oh,
what if they were actually lifting the blocks using the dinosaurs to pull them and put them in place?
I mean, that is could be. It could be. Of course, I did get that as a remote viewing target, and I was picking up on giants and UFOs and extraterrestrial stuff. But
giants could help with the blocks and haul them too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a big old collaboration of dinosaurs and ETs, and I mean, like I said, our history is not what we're taught. So we're in the rabbit hole today, y'all. We're in the rabbit hole for sure. Um,
I love
yeah,
rabbit holes.
but this has modern day implications for not only like our safety, but of exposing the truth
Mhm.
and getting kind of trying to get to the bottom of like what's really out there.
Well,
Yeah,
the
what's really
crocodiles
happening?
came from the prehistoric times. So, I mean, if they've survived, why can't other animals survive?
Right. Alligators, turtles, things like that survived.
Yeah, I know crocodiles and
Yeah.
things like that. Um, I
So
know.
it can't be everything got wiped out because we've got similar creatures now.
Yeah. Okay. This is an interesting point. Barry for the win. Okay, here. So Barry said, Jessica, remember how your data on the blind target of the Chupacabra had dinosaur genetics in it?
Oh.
There you go.
It did. I almost forgot about that, Barry. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
Barry's the
See,
bomb.
once again,
Okay.
everything's connected.
Yeah, everything's connected.
It did because after I got done with that target that day, Barry said, what do you think this is? And I said, I think it's a dinosaur. And that was the Chupacabra. And it was the Chupacabra that escaped from the lab, allegedly, back in, I think it was 1992 down in Puerto Rico during a hurricane. And what I was seeing was not only a marsupial, I picked up on a mammal and a dinosaur combined. And I thought I was losing my mind on that one. I thought, man, this is so weird. But it's like a gray alien marsupial, I don't know, dinosaur. I mean, it was like a mix. And it turned out, I do believe that was, I think it was an experiment out of a lab. It was some kind of chimera. And so, yeah, I mean,
Wow.
that's why I think it's so important for us to put the information out there and get
Yeah.
this amazing feedback from our live audience today, and from our friends that are researchers that are watching, and us sharing our information, our data, and kind of putting the pieces of these puzzles together like this.
Well,
Okay.
you've already discussed, like the Montauk Monster and Plum Island. And so if the government
Yep.
has a DNA lab for dinosaurs or anything like that, I mean, they've already proven it to us that they've done it previously and they're still doing it today.
Well, I keep thinking of Google Maps being blurred out in certain spots. So how do we know if there's an island filled with these things that you can't see on Google Maps because they blur them out?
Oh yeah, a lot of things get blurred out. Our history books
Mhm.
are all blurred. Everything's a blur. Okay. I don't know. It's just so much, y'all. It's so much that is being hidden from us. And when people try to put out good information, I mean, I have a friend who is actually going to be doing a TV show on some of these topics, and let's just say it got shut down. Okay, it got shut down. So, from what I understand, I don't know. This allegedly happened. So there is an active, let's just say, cover up potentially of the dinosaurs here all over the world. I mean, I have to wonder, do you think that Australia covers up the dinosaurs and Africa covers up their dinosaurs like the United States would cover up our dinosaurs here
I think they
from a
all are.
government perspective?
Mhm.
I would assume it's just not the United States that has a secret government, but it's worldwide.
Right.
Yeah.
They have their tentacles out everywhere, just like a giant sea monster.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh. Sea monsters all over the place. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, let's see. Let's see what else we got left today to talk about. Okay. So I want to also, before we go today, I asked where would these things live, right? Is there an actual Jurassic Park in the world somewhere? And I had mentioned at the beginning of the show today, I heard somewhere, I don't know where I heard this. I watched it, I read it, that there's an island somewhere, potentially in the Pacific Ocean. I think it's near China or Japan. I don't know. Where they have an island just like Jurassic Park,
I've
where there
heard
are
that too.
dinosaurs.
Mhm.
If I
Okay.
was going to check, I would check in up by Asia. Because if you just for instance, watch the movie Contact and guess where they made the second transporter was on a little island. So if I would look for that island up there somewhere by China, and I bet there's a Jurassic Park on it.
Okay. Yeah, there's a couple people in chat saying they've heard of it too. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Entertainment purposes only.
And if they
Yeah.
build one,
They're
they'll
moving
build
so
two.
fast.
They'll have a backup somewhere else.
Yes. Okay. The comments are moving so fast, I can't get my finger on them quick enough to pull the comment that I wanted up there. Sorry.
Slow down, Jet.
No, don't slow down. Y'all keep it going. This is amazing. I am so excited. We have so many people in here today. This is great. Okay. Well, I'm not old enough to remember this because I wasn't born, I don't believe, back in the 1800s. But Sir Arthur Conan Doyle wrote a book called The Lost World, and this was about humans and dinosaurs kind of together here. Okay, this is an illustration out of his book, and let's see. His book's called Lost World, and he talks about the island in the clouds. Okay, this is called Mount Roraima. I'm not sure, y'all. Gosh, I have the worst pronunciation with some of these things. Okay, but this is the island in the clouds, and this is actually in Venezuela. This is where what he was referring to in his book, The Lost World, where dinosaurs are believed to exist. Now, this is a rainforest. This is just one place out of all the places on Earth, y'all. Okay, there's so many isolated places with jungle life, and this is a rainforest in Venezuela, 9,000 feet above sea level, with a huge plateau. No other plants, like they have plants on this plateau, in this island in the clouds, that don't grow anywhere else on Earth except for on top of that plateau right there. Now, I got some. I was reading. I do believe that is a tree stump. Okay,
Yeah.
it's actually a tree stump.
Looked into that too.
Okay, so, and I'm not just saying that because I'm not just saying that. It's actually written when I was doing some research on that. Okay, so Sir Arthur Conan Doyle describes it in 1912 in The Lost World. Explorers find dinosaurs and other extinct creatures there on this island, which is not an island, it's just a plateau, which it's the sacred. Okay, so that is called a sacred ground. And the natives there, they say it's a stump of a tree, the stump of a mighty tree. This is a quote. It's a stump of a mighty tree that once held all the fruits and tuberous vegetables in the world. However, it was felled by one of their ancestors. It was cut down by one of their ancestors. The tree crashed to the ground, unleashing a terrible flood. They believe that if a person went to the top of this place, they would never make it out alive.
Oh my!
It said that there are dinosaurs living on top of this tree right here, the tree stump, which looks suspiciously like, what is that, Devil's Pass and all those mesas and whatever we got.
Devil's Tower.
Yeah, Devil's Tower. Yeah.
I'm Team Stump.
I'm Team Stump too. But to have that, okay, so the natives, the locals there, they say that they straight up say that's a tree stump. And there's probably dinosaurs living on it. Okay.
And places that are up way above the cloud, above our site, is where you're seeing all these large flying dragons and pterosaurs coming from. And
yeah. It's pretty amazing. Okay. And so I wanted to put that out there. Oh my gosh, we made it to an hour and I pretty much got through everything, but we've still got some time. We've got about 2 more minutes we can spend. I know. I wanted to run through all that information that we had today. But yeah, what are y'all's thoughts on all of this today? Because if there's that one place in Venezuela, okay, but these things, like we have T-Rexes being reported in Australia, we've got them in Africa, we have them here in the United States. They're all over the place. What's going on?
I mean, obviously, a lot of the videos or pictures we see are all fake, CGI, AI, however they generate them. But then you have the security cameras where you have to question, okay, are these real? Because not everybody that puts videos and pictures out there are computer savvy, or even some of them were even before AI that were put out. So I mean, there has to be a percentage that says, okay, this could be real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're okay. So, I mean, I know, CGI is a thing now. And so, and I think that I almost feel like that's on purpose to really make us question. I mean, because we all question our reality a little more today, I think.
Right.
In the age of all this information, I mean, people can make anything to look real at this point. But you're right. It's some of these videos are before AI got really big and CGI. But then so also we've got Jurassic Park. And now, Geryl, you had sent me some videos. I'm not going to show them today, but you guys can go, I think it's called dinotracker.com or something.
Yes.
But I believe that's something that the Jurassic Park movie generated. Okay. And they have what looks like real dinosaurs in real situations, like in cages and running towards people's cars. It looks super real. So that's a really cool resource. If you guys want to go see that, maybe it's predictive programming.
Oh, could be.
But it does look real, but it's almost like kind of meshing real with CGI stuff to make it look real. So that way, if we ever do see something, we're going to be like, oh, that's not real. That's Jurassic Park. That's some CGI. I don't know. You might get your head bitten off or something. Like, just run. Okay. Don't try to pet it. Like we said, don't pet these Tyrannosaurus Rexes. But yeah, it's just food for thought, as Barry says, right? Food for thought. And then of course we've got stuff like this with the dinosaurs being, I mean, admittedly, like openly, that dinosaurs are being made in labs. Okay, they're being genetically modified, I guess. I mean, recreating dinosaurs out of chicken eggs, chicken DNA. And some of the videos I watched, there were scientists saying, well, chickens are the closest things. They're the closest ancestors we have to some of these dinosaurs. And so that's why they do that, of course.
Yep. Our government is, for as long as we've been around, our government has always funded scientists to research DNA and make up all kinds of experiments, whether they're on humans or on animals. So it has to be real. I mean, what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Many years.
Yeah. Yeah. Andrew and Walking Lightly says, there's also very little research done on this specific topic. Might be easier to get downloads on ET, Sasquatch, and other topics than this one. There's not a whole lot of people researching this. Now, I wonder why. Like, why would there not be a lot of people putting this information out there? Unless they're worried about getting silenced or something.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it might be more top secret than we realize, where cryptids are actually out in national parks or out in the wild, and but dinosaurs might still be hiding in inner earth or in the cave systems and not really coming out all the time.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so Urso, that's a good point, right? Because I did a show. I think I made somebody lose his lunch that day because it was gross. It was, but asking if you make homunculus use a chicken egg, why? That's a good thing. Okay, so for people who don't know what the homunculus is, we did a show on that. I did that with Brian Singh one day, and that's where you take human sperm and you inject it into a chicken egg, and a live being grows out of it. Okay, it's weird, but they say that that's kind of how they're recreating. I mean, let me connect that before I finish it, before I finish that thought, let me connect that with what Daryl James told us on one of our shows when I had Daryl here with the Secret Space Program. He said that in these underground bases, that with these black projects and these secret programs that are going on, human DNA is mixed with just about anything, with any kind of animal. They have all sorts of different hybrids. Okay, there's all sorts of different hybrids, he said you can mix a human's DNA with anything. Okay, so
wow.
we just don't know what's going on. We're talking about growing artificial humans. They're playing God with creation.
Yeah.
That is correct, Dennis. Thank you.
Yep.
Well, speaking of which, I mean, you can also go down the biblical route and talk about the fallen angels where they mated with the women of earth. Well, do you think the women of earth is the only thing they've mated with if they're satanic and evil?
No, there's all kinds of things.
Ew. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Entertainment purposes only, y'all. Yes,
Yep.
for sure. This is deep, and it has many facets to this.
Yeah.
Because this does. I mean, I don't know if I would consider modern days dinosaurs cryptids. Okay, if they're dinosaurs.
No, I wouldn't.
But just like with some of these cat species, like black panthers, they're not acknowledged by the DNR, the Department of Natural Resources and the wildlife guys, because that brings in a whole new element to where if they admit they're there, then they can lose funding. It's all about money, right? With a lot of this.
Yep.
It's money. It puts the responsibility on them and our government in case something happens. They have to change their whole program up. So maybe they just don't want to admit. Maybe they know they're out there, just like the governments. I believe this is for entertainment purposes only. I believe the governments know that Sasquatch and the dogmen are out in our national forest.
Yep.
Absolutely. I think that's why they block off a lot of the park sections in national parks or in areas you can't go to.
Yeah.
I mean, they may know that there are dinosaurs out there too. So yeah. I don't know, y'all. I love it.
Crazy
I love this.
world.
I love this stuff. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's important for all of us to do our own research on this and to really look into these things. And to really get the conversations going and for us to share our knowledge. I've had what I felt like could have potentially been something like a Velociraptor. I've never heard a noise like that in my life out in the woods. That I heard. It sounded like something you'd hear on Jurassic Park.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, how do we know all these moanings and groans that everybody's saying is coming down deep from the earth? That all these noises, maybe they are dinosaurs. Maybe we're hearing the echo or the vibrations from them coming up through the soil.
Yeah. Well, that would kind of go hand in hand with the idea of them coming from inner Earth too.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments today? I know not everybody's watching this live. Put down in the comments today, like what you guys think this is. Like what's going on here? Is
You
this
should put that up
another
as a survey? Have everybody take a survey.
I might do a survey. Yes, if I can, we'll do a survey. We'll definitely do it on social media. After the show, I'll put a little survey up, like, what do you guys think's going on? And has anybody here had an actual sighting? I know Javier's in the chat today, and Adolf said that he had a sighting, but I missed it. I couldn't get there fast enough. And I've been talking too much today, y'all. I know. I can't keep up with all the comments because there's so many people in the chat today. But I know some people have seen it. Yeah, I feel like I haven't taken a breath this entire show.
Went by too fast.
It did. It goes by so fast. Oop, and there's my alarm. And that's my alarm going off. So, yeah. Well, Jane and Geryl, tell the audience. First, I want to thank y'all so much for being here today. This has been fantastic.
Well, thank you for asking. Anytime.
Yep. We're glad to be here. It's such a great subject to cover.
It is. Well, I just love having you guys here to talk about your experiences and to bounce some ideas off of, and us just trying to figure some of this weird stuff out together. For sure. Yeah.
And we're always digging down weird rabbit holes. I mean, we're digging down a few other weird rabbit holes the last few days too that we'll get into sometime. There's all kinds of cool rabbit holes to dig into.
We never run out of topics. Ever.
Yeah.
We never do. Well, speaking of which, please tell the audience about your podcast and where people can find you guys.
All right. Well, we're Midwest Night Watchers. We have YouTube, and now we're on Rumble and X and Instagram. So we're all over, and we're trying to put our shows out everywhere. And we're always on Sundays, 6 p.m. Central. And this week we have Robert Bauer, and we're going to go over vibrations of frequencies. It's kind of an ongoing series we've been having, and we're finally getting into the real real meat and potatoes of vibrations and frequencies and how it all works for us. And then you'll always catch us on Wednesday nights, late at night. We'll show the animals and backyard cameras and just chat with everybody and have a good old time.
Well, okay. And Jane, you have your own YouTube channel too, in addition to Midwest Night Watchers, Chiro
Yes.
Sounds, which is
I've got
amazing.
hero sounds. I play all kinds of instruments of Native American drums, flutes, handpans, tongue drums, singing bowls. I do all kinds of crazy instruments, Irish flutes. So we just have a wide variety over there. So check them out.
And now we get to look for little dinosaurs on your game cams and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Maybe one
Hopefully
of these
don't
late
see
nights
him.
we'll find a dinosaur.
yeah.
We're gonna change the camera behind the barn because right now we have the dual camera that does the 180. Well, it's starting to kind of fade out and act up, which we kind of noticed. We're gonna put a big 16x back there that we can actually zoom in and check things out better because you can't really do anything with that one camera. It's just kind of stationary. So we're gonna put one of these out so that we can actually zoom in and check things out better.
We got about 50 chickens along with the goats. So I don't know. There might be little dinosaurs mixed in with them. I don't know.
You got your own dinosaurs, and they all taste like chicken.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs
They all taste like chicken.
I'm sorry. I know. It's terrible. This has been super fun today, y'all. This has been such a wonderful show. I want to thank everybody for being here today. You guys, we have the best audience. And oh my gosh, I miss this. Cat Chaser, thank you for that super sticker. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh, I'm glad I checked real quick. So I want to thank you guys so much. And let me take that down. Okay. You guys, please come back and see me tomorrow night. I have remote viewed y'all get this, unidentified animal attacks that are fatal. Okay. People that have passed away recently from unidentified animal attacks. So I got at least a couple of those cases we're going to be going over tomorrow night. So y'all please come back and join me here at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central at the Cryptid Huntress channel. I can assure you it's going to be an interesting show tomorrow as well. And yeah, I hope everybody learned something today. I know I did. I have learned so much from doing this research and talking with you and having the live chat here today. So yeah, what a blessing, man. I love this. We're having a good time.
Yeah, we loved it. It was
fun. I love digging deep into things like this.
I do too. Well, you guys, everybody watch your back. Okay. Keep an eye out for little velociraptors running around, especially y'all that are out there doing
from the sky. Keep looking up.
Yeah. And keep looking up.
Oh man, I know. Look all around. Just keep your head on a swivel. Especially all you researchers that are going out into the woods and doing research like I do. We gotta watch your back and watch your neck. Oh my gosh. Then we had we could go on forever. We could go on forever. All right. Well,
lock your doors. Don't open your windows anymore.
Put a mask on the back of your head like you're looking behind you for all the cats that might get you. I mean, it's man. All right, but don't live in fear. That's a big one. Don't live in fear. That's right.
Yeah.
No,
but don't live in fear.
Yes, right. You walk around like nothing's gonna hurt you. Okay, but be aware. Okay.
Cute little dinos.
Yes, and that actually kind of ties into the energy, frequency, vibration thing. Like you guys are going to be covering on your next show. You emit that frequency that nothing can touch you. Yep. You walk in confidence with no fear, and things will bounce off of you. Hopefully, okay. Hopefully,
send that love and peace out for protection.
Yes, absolutely. All right, y'all. Well, I got to run, go pick up my kid from school. I will see you guys tomorrow night, and we'll see you guys over on Midwest Night Watchers with Jane and Geryl. All right, everybody. All right. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank y'all so much for being here, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. All right, bye, y'all.